Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Usually it goes like this. If you don't care about me, don't ask me to care about you. Okay? If I care about you and you don't care about me, then I will switch into not caring about you. All right? That's the way I think is just to be. Well, you can insert all kind of other beliefs and blah, 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 but ultimately, if you want to cause me harm, I will not let you, okay? And I will not turn the other cheek. I mean, you can do that, but I will not. So, let's see what's going on here. We have an article coming from Variety via Yahoo, April 20th, 2023. Cleopatra's African heritage in a Netflix docudrama sparks uproar in Egypt. My question is from the get-go, why only in Egypt? Now, African heritage, well. All right, let's see. This is the actress that plays the Greek, as far as we know, Cleopatra. We know who was her father, which was a Greek, but we do not know who was her mother. If we don't know, then we don't know. Okay? Or if we want to imply without knowing, that's a different story. So, Netflix upcoming docudrama Queen Cleopatra, in which British Adele James, who is of mixed heritage. Let me be, how do I call a little bit of self-censorship here. Yes, heritage. Is she French and British? Or is she Romanian and Hungarian? Or is she, I don't know, you know what I mean? Yeah. Plays the 1st century Egyptian ruler as a queen with African roots. All right. Is sparking an uproar in Egypt. African roots. Okay. Egyptian academics are claiming or what? That Cleopatra, who was born in the Egyptian city of Alexandria in 69 before Christ or before Common Era, and belonged to a Greek-speaking dynasty. Well, what do you think, guys? Am I American speaking? I'm English speaking? Or am I Romanian? Where would you put me, in what category? Look at me. What am I? If someone would say, well, there was one time an idiot called Emil Kosman, and he was an English-speaking, let's say, English-speaking person. What would they think about me? Would they think about me as a Romanian-born, genetically Romanian, or at least from that area? Or they would think that I don't even know how they would put me, English-speaking. Now you say, what's English? You know what I mean? I don't know, maybe ginger hair or whatever. Nordic, English, from England, or what? American, from what? From where? It's very tricky, isn't it? I was born in Romania. So the same, the Greeks came from somewhere, and they were not only speaking Greek, they were Greeks. So there's no kind of debate here. But anyway, let's see what these weasels are saying further. Was of European descent, was a Greek descent, and Greeks are not, okay, and not black, they say. Okay, an Egyptian lawyer has reportedly filed a complaint demanding that legal measures are taken to block Netflix outright in Egypt to prevent the show from airing. The complaint claims the docudrama, which drops May 10, violates the country's media's law. Like what? Like lying, or what kind of laws? Netflix did not immediately comment. Now, regarding the choice of casting Adele James, which is her, right, as Cleopatra, Netflix promotional website Tudum in February quoted Jada Pinkett Smith. This is this. All right, you know her. Isn't she the one that how do you call it, weasel? How do you call it? Another name that you would simp. Will Smith slapped the other guy. Yeah, I think for her. What did she do? Well, she spread her mouth in many places. Anyway, Jenna Smith, who is the show's executive producer, so she produced this show, the Cleopatra, it seems like, right? As saying that since the Queen's heritage have been debated, in what way? I would like to know, and they're gonna tell you. It was a, and I'm quoting, nod to the centuries-old conversation about the ruler's race. And you solved it? Okay, let's see how she solved it. And I'm quoting this genius right here. All right? We don't often get to see or hear stories about black queens. Why? Why? Why bring some black queens? They're going to make some movies about black queens. And there you have it. And that was really important for me. Well, it's important for you, but what about me? What about me? And she's gonna say what's important for me and what's not important for me, as well as for my daughter. So for her to make a story about, according to her, Black Queen is important to her and her daughter, which identify, I think, as black. So for her it was important for her daughter. How about for me and my daughter? Well, she doesn't give a fuck, basically, right? All right, so let's see what else it says here. All right, where was I? Underneath here, right? And just for my community to be able to know those stories because there are tons of them. Well, you imply something about the Queen, that we know her father. But we don't know the mother, that's the problem. And you imply this. Because she says it here, or at least this article says it. There is no doubt among scholars that Cleopatra was Macedonian Greek, that is European, right? On her father Ptolemy the 12th side. But since the ethnic origin, listen to this, of her mother is not known, it's not known. Maybe she was Chinese. I don't know. Is it possible? No. They didn't have contact? No. Some historians say it's possible, not probable, possible, that the Egyptian ruler's mother was African, you mean black? And therefore, that she could have been, say, it's possible, it's not known. Could have been of mixed heritage, so they don't know. So let me tell you this, my friends. Is this the way you function, or let's say you function? Well, there's a suspect who committed a rape. We don't know the heritage or what language she was speaking. We don't even know if it's a he. Maybe it was a she using something, a pole or something. We don't know. Can we just say, well, I think he was a 35-year-old, 6'4", 6'4", let's say, with blonde hair, black skin. His junk was, 3 meters long. He's got only one hand. Can we assume all this? Like she assumes? She assumes the heritage, the half of the heritage of Cleopatra. Doesn't she? It's unknown. Some people, so that's the whole thing. They don't know and they say, well, how about that? Well, okay, the thing is like this. She cares about her own daughter and her community to portray something unknown, according to them, not with me, to me. Now, I would be okay if someone would say, hey, Emil, just, take it easy, man. Why are you so uptight about it? Well, I wouldn't be uptight if I would see this going always, not both ways, always. So let's say we have Martin Luther King, and we portray Martin Luther King played by Xi Jinping, for instance. Would you like that? Definitely not. In this case, we know he comes from Ptolemy the 12th on one side, and we don't know the other side, and we put that one over there. You know what I mean? And there's many examples. I would be okay to say, hey, you know what, Emil? I'm okay. Well, I can play, let's say, I can use other historical figures that it could be played by total different, personages. I don't know, a 6 foot tall, I don't know, how should I put it? Whatever hero, Hercules, could be played by, I don't know, a little person. And say, why are you so uptight, Emil? Maybe he was a little person, I don't know. Or the sculptures show something else. But anyway, could have been. Maybe those guys were wrong. Imagine this would have been reversed, all right? And they say the Egyptians. What about the Europeans? Because half of her, we know, it was European. Why aren't they a little bit upset about it? Because they know for sure half was that. We don't know what was the other one. This guy just imply. We can go by that for the example I gave you, or this the little scenario. You know what I mean? It's and then she says later further in the article, which I agree with her. I agree with that if it goes both ways. All right. It says here. Meanwhile, this actress right here, right? She says, which I agree with her. She says, has taken to Twitter to tell critics, if you don't like the casting, don't watch the show. I totally agree with that. But can I tell my children the truth? The evidence that we have, the historical evidence? Can we do this? Am I allowed? And you should not, or the state should not get into my life and tell my child whatever they think? Can I do this? And if I am doing this, for instance, this little thing that I have here, instead of banning me, YouTube just say you don't like it, don't watch it. How about that? I'm pretty sure that Jeddah, if there would be the roles reversed in many ways, I think she would not agree with her statement. I have just a gut feeling, okay? I have a gut feeling, that's all. I'm not saying that's the way it is because I don't know. But I have a feeling, and I'm allowed to have feelings. And since nowadays, if you don't know, you can just imply. Maybe I don't know, but can I imply? I mean, she can. She doesn't know the mom's heritage or what language she was speaking. But she implied it was that because that's the way she felt it's helpful for her and for her daughter. And her community, like she fights for her community, like she knows that her community will support her. I mean, she took a poll of opinion. Hey guys, everybody come over here and tell me what you think. I don't know, my friends. This is, as I said, if she has, and I think she has all the rights in the world to do everything she did over there. You can have, your opinions, but you can't have your own facts. You can't have your own facts. Right? You say, well, I mean, don't be so uptight. It's just a movie. Imagine that, let's say you depict, I don't know, Moses, which they have done, as something else than actually he is. All right? I mean, they portrayed Othello, who we know he was a, how do you call him, an Arab, right? He was a, how do you call it, I can't remember the name in English. Anyway, he's portrayed in a certain way. Maur, I don't know how you call it, Moor? Yeah, Moor. He was the Moor. And look what the Moor is. Anyway, my friends, I'm not going to get into this. Let them portray however it is, but can I have my say? Can I, take a book and get history and tell my children? Or that would be denying someone's unknown turned into known. Because that movie will be probably watched by other people that don't know anything about the subject. And they will look over there and there will be the first encounter with Cleopatra. A child that right now, let's say, I don't know if they will be able to have a child, a 12-year-old who never heard of Cleopatra, will see that and will love that actress and all that. That would be her first and lasting impression. And when she's going to maybe learn in the future, what do you think she's going to say? It's going to be hard for that person to say, well, nah. And since nowadays movies are more important than books, good books, then yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.